right, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for coming back. Today we are talking about Microsoft earnings. They actually announced earnings last night. So let's get into it. First article we have here is from the New York Times. Microsoft gave more signs on Thursday that its hefty investments in artificial intelligence were beginning to bear fruit as it reported a 17% jump in revenue and a 20% increase in profit for the first 3 months of the year. Revenue was up $61.9 billion, up from $52.9 billion a year earlier. Profit hit $21.9 billion, up from $18.3 billion. The results beat Wall Street expectations. So just right out of the gate, a difference from Meta's earnings announcements where they were spending money on AI but had yet to realize any revenue from it. Microsoft spending heavily on AI but also seeing an impact to the top line. So better story here from Microsoft. And no surprise, the stock is up today. Continuing, a year after Microsoft began its push to put AI into everything it does, the company said sales of its flagship cloud computing product, Azure, had grown 31%. More than a fifth of that growth came from its generative AI services, which include selling access to technology developed by its partner, OpenAI. So a lot in that paragraph. Azure's growing. I think they're probably taking some market share from AWS. Still, they are selling compute services for a lot of AI companies, including OpenAI, which they have an interesting relationship with. I'm not sure if they actually own it. I believe at the end of last year, Microsoft said they don't own any part of OpenAI, but they do have an agreement where OpenAI uses Azure for compute, and I think Microsoft has some rights to some of the profits. So it's a little bit fuzzy there. But Microsoft building AI into everything they do. You've seen Copilot, that's their branded AI tool. If you use Microsoft products, which almost everyone does, you can't miss Copilot. They've done a good job kind of building it everywhere and making sure everybody sees it. It's interesting too, they've got a tie up with OpenAI, which is the maker of ChatGPT, which, from my perspective, seems to be the brand name in AI right now. That's the name that people know, consumers know, they talk about. Meta has Llama and there's others out there, but ChatGPT is the one that's captured the mind share, if you will, kind of a terrible word to use, but that is the name that people know. And I think that could pay off, and that might help them become the leader. It seems like they're definitely the leader right now. Let's continue. So this was the first full quarter when commercial customers could get a version of Microsoft's productivity suite with AI tools like transcribing virtual meetings in Teams or summarizing documents in Words. Again, that's Copilot. They're obviously seeing revenue there, which puts them ahead of most others. Microsoft has committed $13 billion to its partnership with OpenAI, the maker of the ChatGPT chatbot, and it has been building new data centers around the globe to meet what it anticipates will be more AI demand. The company spent $14 billion on capital expenses and leases in the first 3 months of the year, up from $11.5 billion in the previous quarter. So continuing to see more data centers. Again, the makers of the chips and the data centers probably, this isn't news, but probably a good play, at least here in the medium term. And then gaming. Microsoft's most important consumer product grew 51% to $5.5 billion, with a boost from its $69 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard, the maker of Call of Duty and other blockbuster games, in October. I think we're seeing here Microsoft's, for the history of the company, their pattern has been fast follower. They're generally not great when they invent a new category. They don't have the track record of success there. You think about things like touchscreens. Bill Gates, I want to say back in the 90s, was pushing touchscreens on laptops, which never took off. And then Apple comes out with the iPad and it's a big success. So then you think about the HoloLens. I believe they still sell. Not really a major success for them, but again, something that Microsoft's trying to do, be the first to market, and they're really not successful with that. They're much better in a fast follower. So gaming, Xbox, the video game industry was very large when they came in with that. Windows was the second to market after Apple. So a lot of examples of Microsoft's success coming from the fast follower strategy. So that's about it for the Microsoft earnings. Looks like good news for them. The stock is up, and they certainly look to be leading in the hot category of AI. So let me know what you think. Drop any comments you have below, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks.